Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 6. I am here with the Mazda Miata FE, which you can pick up at the Horizon drag strip. Sometimes you have to buy out whatever cars at the drag strip in order for this to pop, but you should be able to get this car. The beauty of this car is that it's one of the best cars for the Horizon Kaido. I actually did the Kaido and got 3 stars using the 917LH FE, which I think it's easier to drive and use, but this car should be able to do it just the same. And in automatic. I mean, I'm not even going to try to use manual. This is basically a rally suspension setup with full power. And we're going to take a route that's relatively straightforward. I'm going to go through here and then head straight for that danger sign. Okay. We're going to head right off the danger sign. And here, I'm going to go ahead and find out where I'm going, which is right there. I'm going to head for that. Now, if you look at the path, it's trying to take you all these weird ways. No, you're going to go straight down through here and then curve onto the highway. And then we're going to go on the highway to get to where we need to go from the rest of the way. So,
400 yards. Turn left.
Sometimes you need to do some reversing because the car does sometimes act a little weird with the way the jumps are. So it really depends on where you hit. But as long as you're heading for the highway in the most direct way possible, unless you hit something like that, you don't really need to use the rewind. But to avoid certain issues, rewind is always going to be your friend. And don't be shy about using it, because it's meant to be there for this, especially for this particular Kaido, because it's so long. You definitely want to use rewind whenever possible. Alright, once you're here, you're good to go. You're going to go on the ramp. We're going to focus on getting on the highway. And then once we're on the highway, if I can get on there without crashing. Good. Things get a lot easier from here. Once you're on the highway, you're going to go ahead and put the go to the go. Right? There's a trick about this thing. You have to approach this gate from the north. So just keep in mind that when you go to the end, when you get there, you can't just run through the gate any which direction. There's 2 ways to get through this gate, or sideways or whatever. But apparently you have to face north to go through in order to truly for it to count. So keep that in mind. You're going to have some tight turns right near the end. You're going to run straight through here. But then when you run through, you want to go ahead and take the turn into it so that you're facing it the right way. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem getting through the gate and then having it fail. So from here, once you're on the highway, it's an easy drive. You're just going to follow the line. This car is fast enough, and without traffic, it should have very little trouble making it through on the highway. Okay. So we're just going to follow the highway all the way down. I have enough downforce on this car to make sure that it can still hit 250 plus mile per hour, but can handle a little bit like this, so that it doesn't just crash into every wall and can actually make the turns. That's the big problem for a lot of other cars you can try to build for this. They got to be fast enough, but they got to be able to handle on the highway. And for example, the BRZ FE just couldn't handle the turns, whereas this okay, made it. This FE car in the 917LH, not only is it super fast in a straight line, they also handle the corners really well. So that allows you to really get through this thing without stress, because you have plenty of time near the end to figure out how to get through that gate, rather than rushing with like 2 seconds left and feeling like you're under pressure to get this thing straight through, or you're going to lose, right? You want 350 seconds or longer, and the quicker you get to that point, the more time you have to figure out that final turn. So again, this car, along with the 917LH with some downforce, not only is it super fast, it also handles super well on the highway. So you're not going to be crashing into walls constantly and slowing yourself down substantially on these turns. Okay. Alright, so we're almost there into the city, just like that, right? So that's a quick run. And rather than taking a risk of going off-road, and potentially facing a lot of issues with hitting bumps, flipping over, running into stuff. The highway is a straight, no nonsense run, no issues, nothing to hit other than the corners, and you're making good time coming in here. You just need to slow down near that one in-turn there, which is coming up. Right, so there are two slow ones here. You got to slow down for these. Okay, but it's not really that hard to do these turns. These two are relatively straightforward. So we have a decent amount of time left, and the gate is straight ahead. So here's the thing: you don't want to hit this gate from a wrong direction. You want to face north, which means you're going to turn this way, northward, and drive through. And there it is, new personal best. This actually beat my time from before when I did it with the 917 LH. And I took my time at the end to make sure I get through the gate in the right direction. You could probably like rush through that and get an even better time, but that's it. The Horizon Kaido isn't that difficult once you figure out the path. I tried it with the off-road path a few times. There are people that recommend different straight line paths using the Dodge Viper FE. The problem with all the off-roading is that there are variables, bumps, things you can hit, flipping over, landing the wrong way, slowing down in the water. All these things can be factors that'll make it harder for you to get through versus just taking the highway, and with a fast car like this, which will just get you through without much of a headache. So I hope this is a helpful video to you and gives you the guidance you need to finish with 3 stars and maybe beat my time and get even better. Again, very easy to do once you figure out the path, and I didn't invent this path. Someone else already figured it out on YouTube. I watched their pathing, and then I figured out how to make my car to work that path the way they did, and I still want to acknowledge that this is not a path that I came up with. Alright, well, I hope you liked the video. If you do, leave a like. If you like my channel and like this kind of videos, well, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.